Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order. Folks, we're talking about the Dark Times, issues 1 through 5. I already told you that Doss Jr. and Bomo kind of got set up and introduced in a prior series, and now they're getting their own spin-off, right? Now it's time for Dark Times. Republic's ending. Here comes the Dark Times one. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the story of Doss Jr. and Bomo. I thought they had some good chemistry in the books. It's like, okay, I'm interested. They're going to get their own comic book. Let's see what they got. And Doss Jr. at this point in the first 5 issues, I'm enjoying him a lot. He's got white long hair for some reason. He and Bomo are just on different battles. They're battling clone troopers. They're trying to get Bomo's people off the planet, off to, through these refugee ships, and they're having to buy them time. Now, Bomo says goodbye to his wife and his daughter. And then he and Doss and a few of the Bomo's people go out to just ward off the clone trooper. They're probably going to go to their deaths because they have no intention of trying to make it off the planet. They're just trying to buy time for all their loved ones to get off the planet. Well, in a big explosion, it knocks Doss Jr. and Bomo down a hole or something. And then the rest of the garrison gets slaughtered. There are no survivors but Doss and Bomo. And when they finally make it to the rendezvous point, way later, they find out all the ships are still there. The refugees never left. The Imperials were waiting for them and captured them all and sold them into slavery. Now, this is a big deal because Darth Vader is kind of monitoring this whole situation. He hears that they've been sold to slavery, and that pulls at his heartstrings, or what he has left his heartstrings, because he was a slave, and he's not very happy about that. And he and the Emperor have a talk, which I think is excellent, because the Emperor goes, "Oh yes, I forgot, you came from a slave." He said, "Well, slavery is bad, but what can we do about it right now? Right now we have to make the empire strong, and once we do that, we'll get it into slavery, don't you worry." But it kind of it unnerves Vader that the empire is even associated with slavery. He's not that far gone yet. And there's still a little Anakin Skywalker within him in a way, which I thought was really neat. Now, this was way darker than I remember, because now they're on the search for Bomo's wife and kid, right? And they're with a crew of people. It's like a yak face. There's a blood carver. There's a Phibian. There's tons of these different types of aliens on the ship, and it's a group of, I guess, smugglers, I guess is what they are, who decide to help them out because they were all either tied, they were former slaves, or they hate slavers, and so they're going to agree to help Bomo free his family. And they're all lovable and they're all great. You can connect to each and every one of them. It's very well written. Every character is well written. I cared about what Yak Face or whoever the captain was, what he had to say. The side characters in this are really excellent. So this is where it gets dark, because I knew Bomo's family didn't make it. I just didn't remember how. First off, when he finally finds his people, he finds out his wife died. She got shot down by clone troopers or stormtroopers because they were trying to take away and separate her daughter from her. And they sold her daughter into slavery, and during the scuffle, she got shot and killed. That's sad, and I want to say I remembered that. And I said, okay, I remember I can't remember how the daughter died. I said, I know she's dead, but I can't remember, did the slaver beat her to death already or something? But anyway, another sad part that I missed was then all of Bomo's people were like, well, wait, we're still here. Save us. Get us out of here. And Doss knows there's no way. Even if they freed them all, there's nowhere they can go. There's no way they can get them off the planet. And he goes, hey, look, the best chance you have is to remain a slave and stay alive. If I free you, they'll kill you. There's nowhere to go on this planet, and we can't take you with us. We don't have a ship that can take you with us. And, Bomo's just super upset because his family is gone. But Doss is very upset because as a Jedi, he feels like he should be responsible for saving their lives. And he can't. He knows he can't. And there's a heartbreaking scene where he's walking away, just kind of hurt. And all these hands are reaching out of the grate because they're all in a pit, like begging for him to come back and help. And and this is for Doss Jr., he goes on his own to find out, which slaver bought Bomo's daughter. He finds out. They track him down to the planet or whatnot, and Doss killed the slaver who sold her. That was another big thing, because he says, I know I shouldn't do this. He knows it's wrong. It's not Jedi-like, but he goes ahead and puts a blaster between his eyes, because how dare you steer a child into slave, and you're a slaver. You're terrible. But at the same time, Dost Jr. knows he has taken his first step away from becoming a Jedi. And if he's not a Jedi anymore, then who is he? And that's what the comic book arc is about when it comes to Dost Jr. It's really, really sad, because, like I said, he knows he's not a Jedi anymore. He doesn't know what he is. He's kind of lost his path. And I love that part of the storyline. But the really, really dark, I mean, you talk about dark, I mean, the title says Dark Times, but whoo, is it dark. Because when they finally find the guy who bought the daughter, he is just finishing up dinner. And the droid says, can I get you dessert? He went, nope, I'm full, I'm stuffed. Couldn't eat another bite. And so, of course, Bomo and Dost come in. They threaten to kill him. He said, what's this about? He said, the girl you bought, just a few days ago, blah, blah, blah. And he said, we want her. He said, oh, that. Oh, by the way, they blow the droid's brains. The droid tries to stop him, the protocol droid, and they shoot him a blaster in the face. It messes up his face, and you see nuts and bolts and wires shooting out the back of his head like it's blowing his brains out, but it's basically just circuit boards. I thought that was really cool. The artwork in this is really good, too, I should mention. But then he goes, oh, her. Well, I'm sorry you missed dinner, because she was the main course. What? Holy cow, I totally forgot that he ate the daughter. That is so freaking dark. I don't even know, that may be the darkest thing that has ever happened in Star Wars. And how I forgot about that, because I didn't remember. I thought he just killed her. He's like, oh, she dropped a vase, so I just killed her. I really thought that was how it ended. But he ate her. Whoa! And Bomo is just like shocked. I mean, you can understand that's this little girl, and you're like, oh, I have girls. I'm like, oh no! And Jannir shoots him, just shoots him like 3 times in the chest. Even when he's down, just shoots him. Because Jannir's kind of taken one step further away from the Jedi Order. Well, Bomo's mad because he says, vengeance is mine. And Jannir goes, look, killing him, you don't want to go down that road. Trust me. He's taking the hit for you. I'm taking this off your guilty conscience. You'll love me later for it or whatever. But now it starts off where now Bomo has this terrible tragedy. You feel awful for him. And same thing with Jannir. He is no longer a Jedi, and he is having an identity crisis. Who is he? It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I love it. And yes, it is very dark. I realize that. But holy cow, I forgot about the ending there. And I forgot about, to be honest, I remember Jannir was losing his way or didn't want to be one, but I forgot how they kind of built that up, the drama behind it too. Wonderful, wonderful first 5 issues. Gotta read it if you haven't already. Read. I love Dark Times overall. You already know that because I've reviewed it all. But it's even better reading it the second time, which is why I'm doing these videos, right? All right, folks. See you later.